Welcome to Highly Questionable. This irresponsible man was at a music festival and forgot that he had to work yesterday. That's Izzy Gutierrez. Welcome back, Izzy, a day late. What do you like on the show today?
I did not forget at all.
Dale, papi.
Should LeBron lose his patience with these Lakers?
They are 2-5. Look how happy this guy is. This guy's laughing over here. Haters, the both of them. They are 2-5 after losing against Minnesota last night, 124-120. And here's LeBron James, the president, general manager of the Lakers, telling you he's not having it.
At what point does that patience run out? And what do you look like as a leader when your patience does run out?
You probably don't want to be around when my patience run out. I'm serious.
It is October 30th. It is not even Halloween yet, and we're asking LeBron James if his patience has reached the limit for these Lakers. I find it interesting. I saw the end of that game against Minnesota. It looked like a young team toward the end. It looked like a team that couldn't rebound well. They couldn't get off good shots. LeBron had a bad turnover on a crossover move. They just looked like they were a bit of a mess down the stretch. But what else were you going to expect? It's like we seem to forget the last 4 years ago, we saw LeBron with Cleveland. It took until January before that team got any good. It took until December for the Miami Heat to get any good, and those were super teams. This is just a team around LeBron. It's going to take a while, and it's going to be ugly to the point where Luke Walton's probably going to be rumored to be losing his job if he isn't already. It's not going to be easy.
Okay, but Luke Walton, 3 games in, was getting fined for criticizing the officiating. Now there's 7 games in, and he's talking about his patience in a way that does make you wonder. All of those 1-year contracts, are they all on job interviews? And hey, Lonzo Ball, you better get better, because I think this guy just put you specifically on notice.
You know who is going to be very happy today?
Who's that?
Kevin Love, because LeBron cannot blame him for anything.
Who's
now,
the new Kevin Love? We need
right.
to pick out a new Kevin Love for the Lakers.
That should have been one of the questions in that press conference. LeBron, do you miss Kevin Love for these very situations?
Should the Warriors have let Klay Thompson play the fourth quarter?
Okay, he went crazy last night. Scored 50-plus points in less than 30 minutes. Oddly enough, it's not the first time he's done that. He's gone 60 in less than 3 minutes. He scored 37 one time in a quarter. This guy, you can make the argument, is the best third player a team has ever had. Right up there with McHale and Worthy and Rodman. The idea that the Warriors could toy so much with the opposition that they'd be up 92-50 yesterday at the half on the Bulls with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green for the game taking fewer shots than Klay Thompson. All of them combined, they just wanted to get Klay Thompson right because his shooting hasn't been great, and last night it was historically great. He makes more threes than anyone ever has in a game.
Allow me to answer the question here. Should he have played the fourth quarter? Yes, they should have let him play the fourth quarter, and here's why. This is who Klay Thompson is. As the number 3 option, every once in a while is going to pop up and give you a ridiculous game. He's done it a few years ago. Dan mentioned the 60 points in less than 3 quarters. He can do this. But the reason he's their number 3 option, the reason he's so happy there is because he doesn't have to do this all the time. He can just show up whenever he's hot, have a ridiculous game, say, I'm the greatest shooter on this team, sometimes, and really consider himself the way Dan does as the best number 3 option that they have. He can go and shoot 14% through the first part of the season from 3 and then have this game and nobody remembers that any of that happened. So this is why I don't fear Klay Thompson leaving, because this is the perfect spot for him. But every once in a while, Dan, you want to give him the chance to go for 70. Just go ahead and let him have his giant moment, because it might be another month or 2 before he has another one.
It was 92-50 at the half of that basketball game. They were up by 42, and I ask many of you who are criticizing the Warriors, don't like that they've sucked some of the competition out of the sport, to consider how unselfish this team is, with a couple of MVPs on it, both of them just saying yesterday, Klay, you take all the shots. You're going to make more threes in a game than the 1982 Lakers made the entire season. That's what they did last night.
Here's another reason to keep him in the game, because when Steph Curry has his next hot 3-point shooting game, he's going to get to 15 and Klay's record's going to be gone. They should have let him get to 20.
What's so funny, Papi?
The Warriors are going to beat the of LeBron again, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
time after time. He doesn't learn his lesson, you know what I mean?
It wasn't time after time. There was that one time, but you know what he means.
Were you impressed by the Patriots last night?
I'll tell you what I was impressed by. Bill Belichick's ability to not laugh out loud in the face of the Bills sideline for starting Derek Anderson last night and thinking that might beat the Patriots. In the fourth quarter, the Patriots game was close. They were being held to field goals. They have found a bit of an answer with Tom Brady when no one has that answer. You do not blitz him. Detroit didn't blitz him, and this team didn't blitz him, and they slowed Tom Brady down. But the problem with the Bills is this. They are so dreadful that not only do you not want to watch them, they're going to ruin the experience of watching the Patriots as well. That was a dreadful game last night because the only way the Bills could win it was to muck it up.
Yeah, they blitzed them 3 times. And normally that is the formula, right? You rush them with 4, you get enough pressure, you can beat the Patriots. The Bills had extra help. The Patriots didn't have any running backs. They played Cordarrelle Patterson back there, and he led the team in rushing. They had Gronkowski, the Bills. They'd have him bracketed, and he didn't have a big game. They got Josh Gordon rumors going around about him being late and him possibly not even playing the first quarter. They went through all that, still got an 84-yard interception return for a touchdown late in the game, and beat the Bills easily. This is the type of game that a lot of teams can lose. Going into Buffalo at night and not having your full complement of players, the Patriots win it. But it's also reason for them to look around and say, hey, trade deadline is today. Let me make some moves here and see if we don't have to rely on Josh Gordon all year long, or maybe teams are figuring out how to defend Rob Gronkowski. I think Tom's going to need a little bit more help down the stretch of the season.
I want, though, for everyone, instead of the Patriots, and I know they're the big story, to take inventory of what I believe to be one of the saddest moments in the history of fandom. Here is Derek Anderson with a minute left in the game, leaving apparently with a concussion, even though he was hit in the back, and here comes to the rescue on 3rd and 30, replacement Nathan Peterman. There has never been a hell like that one for a sports fan that Buffalo presently is experiencing.
Heaven for this guy.
Oh, that was a hell of a minute for Nathan Peterman. Hell of a minute. 2 for 2 for 24 yards. Are you kidding me? That comes. That's right. He was ready to go. He was hot to try.
I said it was 3rd and 30, so you go 2 for 2 for 24 yards. Those are checkdowns.
Killing it.
Do we need to take DeMar DeRozan and the Spurs seriously?
No is the short answer to this question, not as long as the Warriors exist and are healthy. But it probably is worth noting that last night he went up and got 34 points in an overtime victory, and he said afterward, I'm always the closer. I've always been the closer. Now, historically in the postseason, he's been the opposite of that. He has not been someone that you trust in any way, and the Raptors are better now that they have Kawhi Leonard. But the Spurs are also better than they were last year because they've replaced all those Kawhi Leonard minutes that they did not get with a guy who is somebody who is considered sort of an all-star. And he showed you last night, and he will show you at the end of some games, that he's someone that can make the Spurs a more serious contender.
It is a shame that the Spurs lost DeJounte Murray for the season because he is a long, athletic point guard that could just add to this team and maybe make it a scary sort of top 4 type of team. I'm not really frightened if I'm the opposition about DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan got off to these starts the last couple of years in Toronto and then, as you mentioned, faded down the stretch and into the playoffs. But there's a couple of reasons why I have faith that this might be the best DeMar DeRozan season yet. One, Greg Popovich and that structure, and applying different things to his game. He's had a few 9-assist games already this season. That's not normal DeMar DeRozan. So I think if you add structure, and plus he's got the revenge factor, he's got the I don't really feel this pressure factor from Toronto anymore. He could absolutely have a monster season for the Spurs.
Oh, but the pressure is coming soon enough in those playoffs that seem to be a bit of a conundrum for him. And I remind you that the Spurs, Tony Parker looks funny in the uniform he's wearing. Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, there's not much left from what you remember. What's left in the playoffs is LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan. How far are you trusting that? Because I'm going to say not at all.
Oh, this is very interesting.
What's that?
Well, I just read that this is not the playoffs, so what should it matter at all? Wait until the playoff turns
That's a good
around.
point, Dan. You're already shooting down DeMar's ability in the playoffs.
Yeah,
We're in like
that's
week 2.
right. He's going to be neutralized, as usually he's neutralized in the playoff. Remember, he played for Toronto?
Yes.
You know what I mean? They couldn't do right in the playoff. He was their closer.
Okay, bonus commentary.
Is Jimmy Haslam being honest when he says the Browns are in a better place today?
I wanted to answer the question as soon as it was asked. Is Jimmy Haslam being honest? This is the owner of the Cleveland Browns. No, he's not being honest. He's talking.
I think we did what we thought was best for the organization. I think that we put the organization in a better place today than it was yesterday moving forward, and we're comfortable with the decision.
How does Hugh Jackson feel about that one, as he says that the only addition that they've made is that subtraction?
Well, you have to consider what you have this year with the Browns. You've got Jarvis Landry going in there, and you saw it on Hard Knocks, trying himself to change the culture. You've got a promising number one pick in the quarterback in Baker Mayfield, and you see his frustration on the sidelines when things don't go right. You've got to somehow find a way to separate yourself from that mess, that disgusting history of the Browns. And really, when you've got fighting at the top between an offensive coordinator and a coach and whomever, it just trickles down, and nobody's going to respect that. So you give away that and you just start over. And of course, if you're starting over, eliminating that, you're going to be in a better place.
But it's not exactly starting over. They are taking a guy who was banned from football and came back in the sidelines in a disguise and making him the head coach and then making his son the defensive coordinator. That's not the way you exactly replace everything that came before you.
I don't get it.
What's that, Papi?
Better place. They're still in Cleveland.
They still are in Cleveland. It's such a good point. And they're not in a better place today. They're still in Cleveland.
They're still in Cleveland. I figured they were going to move the team someplace. They're still in Cleveland. They cannot be in a better place. Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
At the very top of Do You Question Today, which is a harbinger of things to come in this segment, perhaps, we go out to second-tier English soccer. Check in with number 37. All right, we went to second-tier English soccer. That led this segment. And now, where are we going? We're checking
Romanian soccer.
Okay, Romanian
right.
soccer.
Romanian soccer.
Okay, excellent. Okay, if you have gotten your fill of second-tier English soccer and Romanian soccer highlights, we go out to high school football now.
As a young boy, Gavin loved playing football. He lived and breathed it, wanted to go pro. Why, he'd spend hours upon hours just practicing his touchdown dances. And one day, while getting fitted for bifocals, he realized he was never much good at throwing, or running, or catching, or even kicking. Yeah, Gavin's chances of playing pro football were looking like fourth and long. Very long. But he did hear how Geico could save him money on car insurance, so he switched and saved. Then he did kind of a touchdown dance. At least he was still good at that.
Time to play the game that is so happy that you are back. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question.
I'm sorry, Stugotz.
Do you question if this was a good shot by number 37?
This, yesterday when we were doing this show, was totally rejected in favor of football and news. But here it is, at the very top of Do You Question Today, which is a harbinger of things to come in this segment, perhaps. We go out to second-tier English soccer. Check in with number 37.
So they're saying they had an extra day and still couldn't do the research to find number 37's name?
He was trying to protect the 1-0 lead, and instead he does the opposite by immediately erasing the 1-0 lead his team had.
37. Oh, no, 37. As if he doesn't know he did something so bad. He needs that teammate right next to him saying, "What are you doing?"
And the keeper was yelling curses as the ball went by him.
Well, that was a bad own goal. But it could have been worse.
No way.
Was that own goal that he said? It sounded kind of like it.
Touched by Florenzi. To start this, El Shaarawy back in the middle.
That's unfair.
The side of your face scores that goal.
He has no recollection that happened.
Do you question if this was a dirty play?
All right, we went to second-tier English soccer. That led this segment. And now, where are we going? We're checking
Romanian soccer.
Okay,
That's
Romanian
right.
soccer.
Romanian soccer.
Okay, excellent. There's such enthusiasm. Let's see what we have here. Do you question if this was a dirty play?
Oh, thanks for the arrow.
A total dirty play.
Bad boy.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Oh, he thinks he's been a bad boy. He knows he's been a bad boy.
Look at his tail. He knows he's been bad. Yellow card for Max over there.
Oh, my God. Look at that Romanian shame on that dog as it slinks away, horrified.
Probably because it's his second yellow. He's going to miss the next match.
I have a very important question.
Oh, a very important question. Let's see what we've got here.
Who let the dogs out?
Who?
He doesn't really know the song.
Do you question if this high school football player earned a flag?
Okay, if you have gotten your fill of second-tier English soccer and Romanian soccer highlights, we go out to high school football now to give you a little controversy involving maybe a flag that should have been thrown. You cannot be that big. I mean, that's a flag, though. Izzy, he did. He slapped him in the face. That's a penalty.
LeBron James School of Flopping. That guy's been studying up. Timing needs a little work.
You know who coaches that football team?
Who's that?
There we go.
There's the high school coach we all remember. That's where they learned it from.
That's right.
Old
from the master.
Yes, under that double chin is a dented esophagus.
Do you question if he should have seen this coming?
All the producers have told me is this next one involves a skateboard. Now, I remind you, we've gone from the second tier of English soccer. I told you, Do You Question was weak today. What do we have here?
This is my favorite question we ever asked.
Ah! Oh!
Never seen that before.
I mean, it was flawless.
And I don't want to see it again.
I never want to see that again.
Oh, man, that's why you always have to wear a cap. You never know what's going to come at you, you know what I mean? You play any type of a sport, even if you just drive your car, you know, you gotta be ready for the unexpected. You just wear a cup and the things don't happen to you.
Airbags are usually better, but if you have a cup and you get into a car accident, that'll help at least one body part.
Do you question if they should have seen this coming?
We go out to a Jeep. Parts unknown, a Jeep. What is this Jeep doing, and should this Jeep have seen it coming?
Oh, the answer is yes, here.
Oh, it's just going to flip over onto
taking a roller coaster ride.
But it's not going to go up there. It's just going to flip over onto its roof.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and right there is where the driver realized the error of his or her way.
Woo!
Yeah.
We did it. Yes. Roller coaster time, baby. I don't think that's how you're supposed to go upside down on a roller coaster.
I mean, that was neither rolling nor coasting. That was just crashing.
What the hell was he trying to do?
That's an excellent question by my father.
Yeah, right.
It should have been the question that was asked here. What the hell was this guy trying to do?
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is extra salty today. See or no?
This face brought to you by Sodium. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
Tonight on ESPN2 and ESPNU, midweek Maction, Miami of Ohio and Buffalo, Kent State and Bowling Green.
Oh, Papi likes to get some wagers in for entertainment purposes only on his midweek Maction. But let's check in with Bowling Green here this last weekend. They had two one-handed interceptions. I don't know why I said two twice like that.
Wasik got flushed and being chased.
Wow. There are a lot of guys doing this throughout sports, grabbing it with one hand. Odell Beckham started the trend, but that's happening throughout college football. Oh!
Wasik's toe picked off again. Another one-hand variety off the deflection as that INT from Marcus.
So many of those defensive backs that can make the catch with one hand, but not with two. Izzy, are you intrigued?
No, I am not a gambler. And listen, I am sick and tired of people telling me that the gloves are the reason why everybody's making these one-hand catches. No, they got big hands and they got skills too.
Wow, what a strange thing to be sick and tired of.
I'm tired of it.
It's unbelievable. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But you know why they can make those one-handed catches?
Why is that?
Because they're wearing gloves. They're wearing that's
gloves.
it. If you don't wear gloves, you cannot make those catches. I'm telling you, that's not fair. That's not fair. You know what I mean? You got the edge when you wear those gloves.
Yeah. So sick and tired.
On Fox Sports Ohio, Hawks and Cavs.
Woof. No, wait, I don't know what he's excited about. This is a dreadful game. But Vince Carter, I'm not making this up. Earlier this season, there was a double team that came his way. And both players, their combined age, 2 years younger than Vince Carter when you combine their age. Let's check in with Vince Carter here recently. Layup line.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
he's still doing it at
41.
Yes, he said for a while now, the getting up, he can get up. It's the coming down that hurts more than it ever has. Izzy, are you intrigued?
I'm pretty sure what hurts more than ever is the fact that he's playing for the Hawks.
That's not great either. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? Vince Carter has been waiting all his life for this matchup, to face LeBron, to go after LeBron, to neutralize LeBron at the age of 45. You know what I mean? I'm telling you something. That's the real deal. Vince Carter, after so many years in the NBA, he still has what it takes.
LeBron's not on the Cavs anymore, right?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's just a senior moment.
I forgot he went to the Lakers. Wait a second.
How does that happen? I thought that was fake. You thought he was faking that. How does that happen?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Anyone else worried about what just happened with him on television? I guess his son, I'm a little concerned. What?
Who the hell are you?
No.
Oh, no. My future is staring at me.